John, thank you very much and Happy New Year to you. Before we look forward, I thought we'd take a look back at the highlights of 2003. I think personally it's going to be remembered for that record-breaking heat in August when we exceeded temperature records. But also we need to remember it was a very dry end to the summer and start to the autumn with some of the sunniest weather in 30 years. And that did have an adverse effect, of course, on the levels of the rivers, the water levels and the reservoirs too. So we did desperately need some rain in December. But 2003 in December was fairly unremarkable, about average for most of us, but it does look as if the second week of January is going to make up for lost time, particularly in the northwest. This swathe of cloud here is the first batch of rain heading in off the Atlantic, the first weather front. Here it is, but we'll see a succession of weather fronts, low pressures moving in through the week, and with them a change, southwesterly winds, a much milder direction than we've had to start January, particularly for England, Wales and Northern Ireland. Now, as I mentioned, that swathe of cloud is already bringing rain into the west of Scotland, the Western Isles in particular. That will progress across the rest of western and central Scotland this afternoon, Northern Ireland too. Ahead of it, we've got some stubborn patches of fog down in the Exeter region, parts of South Wales, and they could even thicken up again this evening, but for most of England and Wales it's a fairly dry scenario this afternoon, even with a little bit of sunshine, but still a chilly feel. Even though things are starting to get a little milder, it's going to be the end of the night before we feel the effect. In fact, temperatures will continue to rise as we go through the night. And then through the coming week, frost by night and by day will be very limited indeed, as you can see for yourselves here. Not much sign of any blue on the chart at all, and if it is there, it'll be fairly slight, the frost, and mostly in the north and the east. As for the coming night though, back to the here and now, and we do have that rain to contend with, some heavy rain coming in over the mountains of Scotland, Northern Ireland, Northern England, parts of Wales, and a rather dreary start to the new week for many of us. Now, it doesn't look as if the southern half of England and Wales will actually see that much rain. It'll just be dull and rather misty and dampish. But there will be some heavy rain further north, particularly I think Northern Ireland, southern Scotland, northern England, perhaps parts of North Wales. May just dry up in the northwest of Scotland later, and it may do also and brighten up across some central parts of England and East Wales. But the main change tomorrow, apart from the wind in the south, will be the fact that it will be much, much milder. 10 or 11 compared with the average of 7 or 8. Then as we go through Monday night, we keep that weather front, so more heavy rain across central Britain, and this next area of low pressure looks set to bring us some more wet and windy weather in for Scotland on Tuesday. Now, still that rain will be a while to get rid of, I think, in the south and east of England on Tuesday, but it does look like a drier window of weather for most of us later on Tuesday and to start Wednesday, which means that it could start on a chilly note, probably the coldest night of the week Tuesday, with a slight frost in eastern areas, but not for long. In comes the next area of low pressure, later in the day bringing some heavier rain into Northern Ireland, western fringes of England and Wales, potentially some gale force southerly winds as well. As that clears out of the way, we move into Thursday, and again it gets off to a brightish start, but there'll be heavy showers and then longer spells of rain and strong winds. Well, that's the 8th of January, of course, on Thursday. If you cast your mind back to that time last year, we had significant snow causing all sorts of chaos in central London. As I say, just to reiterate, none of that this week, but there will be another deep area of low pressure sweeping in off the Atlantic to give us a wet and windy end to the week. Certainly a very changeable feel. That's all for now.